I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee. I'm not going to say a single word about the Tennessee Titans record against the Indianapolis Colts because I was a punter, and there's no reason for me to talk about that. With that being said, we did not punt much against the Tennessee Titans, so you probably have no clue who I am to begin.
Look, I'm unstoppable. Forget your defense, nothing but an obstacle. Run it back, switch it up, call it audible. Serving up them Hail Marys till the game over with. The showstopper so hot you gotta blow on it. I said I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll pass to my left while I'm looking to my right. Hit him right in the chest. It be looking like magic. Better give me the throne. I ain't talking about Patrick, but I rep my home. I'm never at the end of my zone. I'm bad to the bone. Eating up these pig skins like they chicharrones. And you a douche cabron. Mira, mira at the mirror on the wall. I'm the greatest of them all. They gon' put me in the hall. Your name is only written in a bathroom stall. Quit your stalling and make a play. My drive too long. Pop the clutch, I don't pump the brakes. I know what it takes to gain the muscle, get rugged. These butterfingers be fumbling. Squash the scrimmage and rub it in Robitussin. How I give them concussion. They seeing double, they rushing and pass the shovel. The dirt and rubble, I bury them under it. Stay in your huddle and get 10 yards back. Never turn your back. I'ma pull your flag. I go full contact. Out punch, out kick like a shotgun.
What up, what up, what up? Good evening, guys. It is the Horseshoe Mob Podcast with my boys. My name is Horseshoe. This is my boy Josh Senior. How you doing tonight, sir?
As you can see, I'm doing well.
Awesome. And we'll get to that in a second. And of course, my other guy, the silent assassin himself, Austin. How you doing tonight, man?
What's up? I'm doing good. How are you?
Fantastic. Of course, people already jumping in the chat. Sean Concrite says, "Hey guys, what is up, Sean? Hey guys, if you can't hear us on Twitter, which you probably can't, we're having some technical difficulties streaming over there. Join us on YouTube. Actually, while you join us on YouTube, go ahead and follow, like, comment, and subscribe to all good things. We will be live on YouTube. You can comment in there. I know we've got some folks that normally jump in, but of course, we're the Horseshoe Mob Podcast. Brought to you by the one and only FanBattleSports.com. FanBattleSports.com, where you can get the latest and greatest from the Indianapolis Colts, the Mayo-Eaton Titans, who still can't score against anybody, the Houston Texans, who just continue to keep winning, and of course the Jacksonville Jaguars, whose generational talent quarterback isn't really generational. FanBattleSports.com. Of course, as always, if you want to start your own show, hit us up on the contact us link. Fill out all the information below. Let us know. We'll help you get started. FanBattleSports.com. Alrighty, guys. Tonight's episode is called Back in the Win Column as the Colts do get a win against their most hated division rival, the Tennessee Titans, 20-17, sealed by a game-winning touchdown by Michael Pittman Jr. From Joe Flacco. And of course, Michael Pittman Jr. then comes through again and gets a game-clutching first down late in that fourth quarter, right before the 2-minute warning, if I'm not mistaken. Before we dive into it, overall thoughts on the game from either of you?
I'll let you go, Austin.
Overall thoughts on the game. It was an ugly game. Joe Flacco had a few missed throws, it's going to happen. No matter who we have at quarterback, I guess. And but our defense stepped up when it needed to. I don't know if we won the game or if Will Levis lost the game. But either way, a win's a win. And, I was happy with that.
Yeah, Josh.
Yeah, man. It was an ugly game. It was not pretty. And their division games aren't pretty at all. Both teams want to win. No matter the record, they want to win that game, and that's what we went out and did. I don't want to get into the whole game, but shout out to our punter with that excellent punt. I think it was like a 58-yard punt to the 3-yard line with 12 seconds to go to pretty much shut the door on any comeback. So shout out to him. But nevertheless, get back into the win column. You don't want to go 0-3 in the division, and that's what we didn't do.
This early in the season, I know in 3-3, and 3-3 doesn't seem like, that's a great record, but for the ups and downs of this team, it really describes the way this team has played, right? Started off on a down, get a win, get a down, get a win, and they're still at 500, and they're nice and fighting. It's definitely better than 1-4, 1-5 that we've seen in the past. It's nice to see that we can go into the second quarter of the season with the fighting chance. We're not continuing to climb this hill. Really, the next piece is, can we get over that initial hump of we're just trying to climb out of 1-4, which has been like the norm here for so long. So listen, I'll take 3-3. It wasn't pretty. Joe Flacco is what Joe Flacco is. He started just like last week, started off great. Then he, gets into the middle part of the game and does nothing for 2 quarters. And then he has a couple drives there at the end to help get the team over the hump, which again is what it's all about at the end of the day, right? You get the W. It's not everything's gonna be pretty. I want to give a shout out to this offensive line, man. This offensive line was very, very good. That's the one thing that kind of stuck out to me up front. This offensive line was very good. Yes, Ryan Kelly comes back. He came back, I believe, this week. Am I not correct, or was it Bortolini that played?
Well, he played. I think he got hurt again.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did get hurt again.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, he does come in. Bortolini comes in, I think, third quarter, maybe. Right? Ryan Kelly starts. I think Bortolini comes in the third quarter and finishes the game out. But either way, Taylor Bortolini is going to be really good for this team. I don't know where he starts. I saw something that's like, does it make sense to have Bortolini? And I'm curious to see what you guys think. I'm trying to throw this question out there, and I saw this. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Should Bortolini start at center and you move Ryan Kelly to right guard? What do you guys think? While you guys answer that, I'm going to go see if I can leave and come back and fix this. Take it, Josh.
Gotcha. All right. I think Dustin Adams made a post about that. Shifting him from center to right guard, and like you said, having Tanner in at center. It don't hurt if we want to keep our offensive line intact, because we still have question marks at right guard. I mean, we know Will Fries is out for the season. And Dalton Tucker played well in the spot. We didn't allow a sack. We did have a couple pressures and hits, quarterback hits. But nevertheless, they didn't sack our quarterback, and who known to take a lot of sacks, along with his turnovers and just wild passes. But it did, like I said, it did good. I would give them some credit, where it's due. They did, after the last week against Jags, they allowed 4 sacks. They didn't allow any sacks today, so that's a much better improvement for week 6 against another division opponent. So I don't know about that. I don't know. I think Kelly is good enough to still be at the center. Why not try Tanner at right guard? I mean, so either or. I mean, Tanner has to be on the field. Period. I want to see him on the field. You can either shift Braden at right guard, and there's a lot of combinations you can try to get that guy on the field, because he's that good. He's shown that this past 2 weeks.
Anything, Austin?
Yeah. I don't know about switching Ryan Kelly. I don't know if he's ever played right guard. I didn't see what Dustin posted, but Bortolini has obviously played really well when Ryan Kelly's been out, and Ryan Kelly's been out a lot these past few years. So it's good to have somebody that can step in and take over that role in case we don't re-sign him, which seems like that might be where we're leading, because we have someone that can step in and be the starter right away if we lose Ryan Kelly. And I mean, Ryan Kelly's been a leader of the offensive line for a while now, and obviously it would be sad to see him go, but if he can't stay healthy and that's best for the team, I think that's what we have to do.
Yeah, that's fair. A couple comments came in. Hey, got the win. Bad defense was bad, but better offense wasn't quick. Yeah, I just don't feel like there's been a game where this offense is quick beginning to end yet. And I think this combination of things. I think it's injuries. I think AR not being there hurts. JT not being there hurts. Joe Flacco is almost on a walking stick at this point, and he's give Joe Flacco credit. He's doing the best he can, but it's just like the history of our recent past is like 58-year-old quarterbacks that are playing that position. So I do not think this offense will fully click the way we want it to until 2 things happen. Anthony Richardson comes back, and the injuries stop injuring Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor. Like that is the nature of the reality. we still do not know over the course of even a 3-game stretch, right? Forget a full season. We don't even know over a 3-game stretch how good this offense can be because we can't get any consistency in seeing those two guys play together. And until we can, it's really hard to judge what this offense can be as a unit. Now, there are individual players that we can talk about on this offense who seem to come in and out of the lineup and perform and not perform. But if we're looking at this offense as a unit, it's really hard to see what this offense is going to be because we really don't know until those two guys come back consistently. AR can finally get some reps with his wide receivers, get some reps with handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor. We've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't think we're going to fully get what we're expecting out of this offense until that happens. We're doing better with our backups than Miami is. Do you guys know who's starting for Miami? Is it Skylar Thompson?
It was a Huntley.
Is it Huntley? Oh, okay, good. Awesome. Good stuff. Ricky, what's up on YouTube? Says, what's up, fellas? What's up, Ricky? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good night. And then Tucker's doing good. Yes. I just what's his name? I forgot. Something Tucker. Dalton Tucker. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Dalton Tucker doing very, very well. He came in last week when the injury first happened to Will Fries, and he played really well, right? And then and then he plays well again against the. Listen, as much as we hate the Titans, they have a very good defensive line. So the work that this team did this week the offensive line did this week was nothing short of fantastic because that is a very, very good defensive line in Tennessee. And they add a guy who, if he can figure out how to lose, 20, 30 pounds, is going to be somebody that's going to be a physical freak in this league. You guys know I'm talking about Devondre Sweat. That dude is an absolute. The fact that he moves like that at 370 is scary. So imagine if he goes down to like 350.
Not to really cut you off. I mean, going into this game, we always, kind of worry about having, a combination of Sweat and Simmons wreck our offensive line. And they had their moments. Simmons had his moments and Sweat had his moments. But ultimately it wasn't good enough to get to our quarterback and impact the game. Even when they did that, they went cover zero. Flacco, did just enough to get the ball out of his hands to get it to his top receiver to like you said, to get a game winner.
Yeah, I thought it was another great offensive game plan from the offensive line. This offensive line is playing really well this year. I know a couple years ago it was a challenge with some injuries and whatever the case might be, but they played very well this year. They played well last year and they're playing it well again this year. So it's good to see that part of the offense at least remaining consistent, because that's something that looked kind of up in the air for a little bit there. I bet Kelly won't be back after this season. I think that's the general sentiment. It almost feels like the Colts were already preparing to move on from him anyway. I think Chris Ballard in the offseason mentioned something like, hey, we haven't really had any contract talks. He's asked for, I think he did the terms like he asked for a lot of money or he's asking for a lot of money come out of Chris Ballard's mouth at one point.
I don't know the contract information. I don't know what it was.
I thought there was something like that. It was either him or Ryan Kelly said something about like, oh, we'll see, or hey, I want X amount of money and we'll see if we can get whatever the case. I don't remember what. I do remember that it was either Chris Ballard or Ryan Kelly himself like said something that made it clear to me that I think both parties know at this point that he's not going to be back.
I think they asked him about a contract extension. He's like, we'll see. Like, that's what it was. Yeah. Like, because everybody got paid except him. He was the last person that didn't get paid this offseason. So they asked about, it's very telling. They want to try to get extension done this, during the season. He said, we'll see. So, and he don't want to be a distraction. The guy just had a kid. He don't want to be talking about, getting paid for next year and he got to play this year, which is his last year in his contract. So,
yeah. And he's been in the league now, what, 10 years, 11 years?
Yeah. It don't feel like it, but yeah, 10 years.
Time flies. Hey, Teresa, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Almost at hump day. Isn't THA Matt? Isn't he a Titans fan?
Who?
THA MC. Isn't he a Titans fan?
He a Saints fan who got cooked by the Bucks on Sunday, 51-27. So
Never mind. So he's not relevant. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, hey, THT Mac, I hope you enjoyed your first 2 wins of the season because I don't think you're going to see another all year. So, anyway, let's talk about my favorite player on the football team. Love this guy. He's so great. Michael Pittman Jr. calls game again. He gets the game go ahead touchdown right in the fourth quarter there with I believe like 6 minutes to go or 6.5 minutes to go. He then comes in right before the 2-minute warning on a big drive and gets the game sealing game sealing first down. Sorry, I lost my words there. So that was awesome. But this goes back to a lot of things that happened last week, right? He doesn't practice all week. There's rumors that he might get put on IR because he has a back injury, which is a very, very serious injury, right? Let's be honest. Like, back injuries are very serious, right? I injured my back 20 years ago, and I still feel like not great sometimes, right? So, and then all of a sudden Friday, they're like, "Oh yeah, he does practice, by the way." And he
We're
did practice.
participant.
He's not on the IR, and he's gonna play. So it's really weird. So obviously, I have my thoughts on Michael Pittman Jr. What do you guys think, Austin? I'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, definitely back injuries are no joke, and if he's not healthy enough to play, he definitely shouldn't play and get healthy. But I mean, I guess it's his choice, and he went out there, and the touchdown catch was all over L'Jarius Sneed, who Titans got
He
this
owned
offseason. Yeah, some people would say it's his daddy. I don't know. I mean, I didn't say it, but you know, he made plays when he needed to make plays. He didn't have a huge game, but he did have a huge impact at the end of the game that helped us win. So I mean, obviously, that's always good for a captain of the team to go out there and make plays.
Josh.
We all was nervous about, possibly him being on IR because we was like, what is wrong? What is wrong with Michael Pittman Jr.? He's not his normal self as he was, last year where he had his career year. We was wondering what was going on, why he's, giving up on routes, why he's, he's not completing, like you said, his routes. And then come out, say he had back issues and he's going to, possibly be on IR. Be like, well, 4 games, we need to do something. We don't have a guy that can carry this team for 4 games until he get back. And then he on Thursday or Friday say he's a full participant, and he'll with the chance of playing on Sunday. He was like, okay, that's a big turnaround. Is the guy turn around, Incredible Hulk now? And he just went on the field and showed why he's getting paid the $23 million annually by making those plays. He didn't make a lot of plays. He only had 3 catches, but he made the catch that gave us the win. And that's all you can do is give him that the credit where it's due for us what he did on that field because he didn't have to play. Other receivers, stumped their toe and they out for 6 weeks. This guy have a bad back and he says, "Hey, I'm going to play for my team and I'm going to help them win." We saw this with Darius Leonard having a bad back and he never became Darius Leonard or a maniac ever. He been out. I mean, for the past 3 years, he either was play 1-2 games and out for the rest of the year. So he was like, should the team be cautious with Michael Pittman or should they allow him to play? Which Shane Steichen allowed him to play and they helped win. Sorry about that. And they helped us win. So credit to him for doing that. Probably is not popular to do that. But I'm glad he did make that sacrifice for his team and help us win. Because anybody else probably would just sit out. If it had been Allen Pierce or Josh Downs, the coaching staff would probably have told him to go ahead and sit out. But since it's Michael Pittman and it's a division game, we're already 0-2 in the division. It was much needed for him to get on that field and as people say, tough it out. And that's what he did.
I have a couple of thoughts on this.
Go ahead.
Number one, if you have a bad back, sit out. I don't care. I don't care what fans say. I don't care what the coach says. I don't care what. Listen, if Michael Pittman Jr. hurts that back in the wrong way, he could potentially be done for the rest of his career. Like, look, ankle injury, knee injury, or you hurt your elbow, right? You like dislocate your finger, whatever. I don't play through it, man. Like suck it up. You get paid $25 million a year, right? If you hurt your back, and you're saying your back is injured, sit out, right? This is my problem with Michael Pittman Jr. For the beginning of the season, he plays the first 3 games, and then this doesn't come out until after the first 3 games, right? He was never listed on the injury report until like 3 weeks into the season, right? And then it's like, oh wow, well, okay, well now it makes sense why he's not playing well. And then the injury becomes a back issue, and he felt the need, to play through it. I would have much rather. I want Michael Pittman Jr. to sit out and get his back healthy, because if he hurts his back in the wrong way, $25 million for this team goes down the drain. We're no longer talking about, was it worth it or was it not? It wasn't worth it because it's down the drain, right? Like I've seen this story before. If you're injured in certain areas, sit your ass out. Like I'm just gonna be that blanket with it, right? And I excuse my French, but I do not believe that he should be playing any football at all. He should be rehabbing, and he should be on IR, and he should be sitting out. And unfortunately, I think this is on Shane and the medical staff and the GM to say, look, I'm going to. They can do it with Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson wanted to come back from a oblique injury, and they said, "Oh no, you're going to be a third string emergency quarterback." But they can't tell Michael Pittman Jr. to hold himself against himself with a back injury to sit out. It doesn't make any sense to me.
I think with us being already down 0-2 in the division,
don't care, dude. It's your back.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying that's the reason for them making the call, because you're already 0-2 in the division. If this team wants to win, like you said, you said consistency and winning games and possibly winning the division, even get further in the playoffs. This is what we already know. Our bye week is like later on in the year, like week 14, 15, or something like that.
Yeah.
There's no margin of error to lose players when you need to win games. You're already 2-3. You don't have a if Pittman goes away, you don't have a legit receiver that can help us win. I know people say Josh Downs is good. Alec Pierce, he had his key moments, and you got A.D. Mitchell and you got Doolin. But none of those guys are scaring anybody right now. If Pittman is gone,
I don't know. I think Josh Downs is soaring up a lot of lists of scary.
Yeah, but I'm saying remember last year when Michael Pittman was out in that Atlanta game, nobody stepped up. Josh Downs just stepped up.
Yeah. I think Josh Downs' part was I think Josh Downs was. Isn't that when he started to get hurt? That like Atlanta game.
Yeah.
He was still a rookie, right? And I get what you're saying. Listen, if this game was that important, and Shane could said, "Hey, if he needed to play last week, he could have." Anthony Richardson would have been playing last week, not the third string emergency quarterback. Again, we're not using the same logic for every player. If they're saying that Michael Pittman Jr. was so important to play, and we needed this game so badly, are you telling me that your franchise quarterback isn't important enough to win a game? That's the question that I have.
I get what you're saying.
Right.
And I mean, with that conversation as well, I know a lot of people had their thoughts about why Shane shut him down and not shutting down Pittman.
Yeah.
We don't know. They say he had a setback. It could be a lie.
It could be a lot of different things.
Yeah, we don't know what it is. I don't know.
Knowing our medical staff, who knows what that could be. Listen, I'm going to be a pessimist, but I just hope like in the next couple of days, they don't come back and it's like, oh, it's not an oblique injury. He actually like broke his ribs, and that's why he's been sitting out. I really hope that that's not what this comes to, because I've seen this song and dance before from this medical staff, and this medical staff is awful. It's atrocious. It's been bad for years. Tyrell says, well, Pittman doesn't scare anybody with Richardson in. I think that's disingenuous. I don't think that really tells like the full story of like Anthony Richardson's ability to do things. I think everybody is scared of everybody when Anthony Richardson plays the game, because you don't know what Anthony Richardson before he got hurt in that what game was it? The Steelers game?
It was game.
Before he gets hurt in the Steelers game was cooking.
Cooking them. Yeah, he was cooking them boys.
He was on point, right? If you get that Anthony Richardson that you got for those 4 throws, if you get that consistently, this is a top 5 offense. If he can put the ball on the money like he was doing that day before he gets hurt, this is a top 5 offense, and there's zero doubts about it. With or without JT, this is a top 5 offense. If that's the way Anthony Richardson's throwing the football. I get it's 4 throws, but hey man, that's all I got, bro. I've only got 4. All right, that's all I got, bro. That's all I can give you. I got 4. Right.
The thing is, why are we? I mean, I don't know if it's close fan or not, but to downplay, a young quarterback. You saw week 1 against, went toe to toe with the Texans and lost by 2 points. And it's just not 4 throws. He count those throws against the Texans where he bombed it away against that secondary. Which we didn't know what they always going to be. With the bad shoulder. So he got more than 4 plays.
I think my point is more like not necessarily the fact that he could throw the ball down the field, which is another thing. Anthony Richardson stretches the field on this team, right? Joe Flacco does not. Although he did have a couple of nice like deep throws, he missed a wide open one right early in the game, but then he missed a huge one to Doolin, and then he gets the big one to was it Downs late. Wide open for the touchdown. Alec Pierce, yeah. And so he hits a couple. He doesn't. And again, you're really teams like if you think about the deep ball, right? How many times does a team throw a ball deep?
No, this is not
5 times, 3 times, like 3 to 5 times on average. If you hit 2 a game, that's good. That's considered really good, right? And this Colts team, I think it's consistently hit like 2 to 3 deep shots a game.
Yep.
Right. So, Tyrell says, "Stop it. AR can only throw the ball deep." Yeah, AR has only started 8 games in the NFL. Sorry, and he's never actually ever been developed. You really think? Listen, Tyrell. I don't know if you watch college football. Have you seen what's been going on in Gainesville, Florida, recently? Do you really think he was getting developed in Gainesville, Florida, his entire time in Florida?
Like, his best receiver is Ricky Parasol.
Yeah, who isn't playing for the Niners right now? I know that's obviously due to different reasons.
Yeah,
but receivers will be open. He overthrows. Yeah, this is called development. So I don't know what you thought you were getting out of Anthony Richardson, but your GM literally said he is a developmental player. That usually means he needs to play, and he has a high upside. Why draft him? Well, because number 1, Chris Ballard doesn't know how to win and tank properly. Number 2, they drafted him understanding with high upside. If you look at like Trey Lance, right? When the Niners drafted him, they drafted him with those same intentions, and it didn't work out. So it is very likely you can get that scenario in that situation, or you can get Josh Allen, who ended up being is what the second or third this year, probably arguing the best quarterback in the league. Right? Like that's why they drafted
really well. And they also got Amari Cooper, so he might be even better.
Yeah, that's why they drafted him at number 4. But look at how long it's taken Josh Allen to get there. This is like year 6 of Josh Allen, of consistently being able to play, being developed by Brian Daboll before he left, continues to develop under a new coaching regime, right? Like, dude, it's been 8 starts. Like, chill out. Like I don't know what you expected of a developmental project of his skill set this early. But yeah, Teresa, it looks like Teresa and Sean know each other. It's a small world indeed. Hope you guys are enjoying yourselves in the chat. But hey guys, let's move on to Samuel Womack, who was picked up in the late in the offseason, right before the season started by Chris Ballard as another corner. Shuts down the $90 million guy. Shocking. Calvin Ridley doesn't know how to run a route still to this day. Imagine that. It's not like we told Titans fans this over the offseason. It's almost like we said, hey, don't worry. Calvin Ridley can't run a route. Do not pay him $90 million. But hey, Rand Carthon and crew did that. They did a fantastic job.
They were cooking.
And they were cooking. They were cooking themselves up, wasted money. So great. Shout out to Rand Carthon. We appreciate that. I will say this. Kudos to Ballard to getting Samuel Womack. I think this is a great pickup. I think he's played very, very well, especially these last 2 weeks. This is what I don't expect Chris Ballard to do when it comes to free agents, right? This is a great example of what I don't want. This is why I like Chris Ballard, is he doesn't make moves like this, right? There needs to be a balance between doing nothing and not doing this that Chris Ballard has to figure out to team build this team. And what that looks like, I don't know. But I think this is a great start. So what are your guys' thoughts on Womack? He's actually like, he's not really fast, but he's not the biggest guy on the field. But his technique and putting himself in the right position to make the play, he jumps really high. He's got I think he's got like long arms. So he like positions himself really well to make some of the plays that he's playing. What do you guys think about Samuel? Let's not all speak at once.
I didn't know who he was coming into the team. I know they say he was like, a depth guy with the San Fran's. And then he got cut. We picked him up. I was like, okay, this is just around the time that Ballard picks up guys and hoping they do well. Trying to find a diamond in the rough, which you did. Juju go down. You let go Flowers. And so Samuel has to step up. And he did that against a guy, like I said, that's making $92 million. Who later on got mad in the press conference saying that he needed more touches, but you got 8 touches and you didn't catch anything. So he probably was more mad about not catching anything than having targets. The guy went out and performed as a guy that said that he was not going to get cut again. He said that he's not going to get a cut again. So he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He defended him very well. Like you said, he didn't allow anything. I think the only thing that I think that really got was a run, which was maybe a free yard. I think it was like 4 yards.
Yep.
And that was it.
I was just going to say, he reminds me of Kenny Moore a little bit, right? When Kenny Moore came onto the team, he was small guy, but athletic, had the ability to be really sticky. That's kind of the way I kind of see Womack and his play. Is kind of how Kenny Moore came in and was like, I got cut by the Patriots. It's not happening again. And it hadn't happened again for Kenny Moore. So I think that's a really good comparison.
I mean, if he ends up being like Kenny Moore, is
awesome,
becoming like a captain on the defense, that'd be great for us because corner has obviously been not a very good position for us for a couple years now.
Yep.
And I mean, yeah, y'all said it all. When Juju went down, he obviously stepped up big time for us because that was a big question mark, and he filled the role really well so far. And hopefully, he can keep getting better and helping us win games.
I think a guy like Womack is perfect for when Juju comes back. I think a guy like Jalen Jones is perfect for when a guy like Juju comes back, right? These guys are great situationally, where they're high motor guys, but they're high motor guys in limited situations so that they can continue to be high motor guys, right? I don't know when Juju's not back until like December, right? If even that, so
he could be out the whole year.
So next year, hopefully Juju stays healthy and these guys continue to grow, and we can finally start to build the depth that we need at corner. We need true depth, but I still think there's value out there in going and getting one more guy out in the trade to help fill a void for Not just this year, right? Because this isn't a this year thing. We've got to fix it now for next year. And I think the name that sticks out to me. I was mentioning it earlier. I believe is the corner from the Browns.
Greg
Um,
Newsome.
yes, Newsom. I think Greg
If
Newsom would be an excellent addition to this team.
if the Browns are selling, I mean, he could be available.
Right.
Yeah, that'd
If
be an excellent pickup.
I think the Browns are selling. The question is Chris Ballard buying?
Yeah. Is he
Right.
ever buying?
That's the problem, right? Is he ever willing to give up his 4th-round pick, that dear beloved stupid 4th-round pick that he loves, to go get a guy that can help this team today, right? Get
And it
over
doesn't
3-3.
and it doesn't hurt. I mean, it is Greg Newsom worth the fourth? Yes. Like you said, I mean, it's
Figure out
like
the
you said,
money at the end of the
it's
year.
huh?
I say figure out the money at the end of the year. You have enough money to re-sign him too. To a long-term deal. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Can you hear us?
Me?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try to get better at the back end. Like you said, not wide receiver, cornerback and safety has been our issue. Luckily, Nick Cross has been showing up, and Julian Blackman has been showing up as of lately. But you need a corner. You don't want to go deep into this, the season not having a corner, because guess what? You got to pay the bills. Guess what? You got to pay the Jets, and they got corner. I mean, they got receivers. They got plenty of receivers. The Jets got plenty of receivers. They got Gary Wilson, and they got Devontae today. So I mean, you're definitely gonna need some receivers, some corners to stop those guys. I don't give a damn how old Aaron Rodgers is. You definitely need somebody to slow those guys down on that on the defensive side of the ball.
Aaron Rodgers is like 40, almost like 45, and he's throwing the ball. He's throwing Hail Marys with his eyes closed, right? Like, I don't know what group of people didn't think Aaron Rodgers was still a threat. That dude is still a threat. And now he's got his favorite receiver, probably arguably in his entire career, back, right? And now he's got 2 receivers that he can rely on, 3 receivers he can rely on again, because Mike Williams is going to be out there dropping every other football he throws to him in his hands, right? Like we can continue to say, oh, well, Aaron Rodgers is washed, but his receivers haven't helped him out at all. Specifically Mike Williams, and they went and addressed that. I think that there's like a 4-week stretch where we play like elite level receivers starting this week, and we've got to have corners to be able to cover these guys, or we're gonna look like toast.
We're gonna look like the Cowboys. We're gonna look like the Saints. We're gonna look
we'll look like TR's favorite team, whatever that guy. THA, well, the Mac, we'll look like his favorite team. Where we had like 2 good weeks all season, and then we look like crap the rest of the year, because that's what we really are. There are a couple comments here. We will need sticky tape for AD Mitchell. Well, it's really hard to get sticky tape for AD Mitchell when like 80% of his passes are inaccurate. I think we should probably try to like start to throw the ball to AD Mitchell well first, and then we can worry about AD Mitchell dropping footballs. Also, if we wanted to give Alec Pierce 4 years to develop, we should give AD Mitchell more than 6. That's just my opinion. Womack's been really good. Yeah, he has been. Both signed off waivers. Juju may be fighting for a spot. I think so too, man. Like I don't think anybody's spot on this roster is safe. You guys have any thoughts on that? Mine is like the obvious, right? Anthony Richards.
No, I don't think.
I
don't think Juju fighting for a spot. They got the guy. He's when healthy, he's gonna be the guy.
I mean, if he has one more injury, I feel like you can't trust him. I feel like it's hard to trust him now with possibly 2 season-ending injuries. I don't know if he's fighting for his spot if he's healthy, but it's definitely going to be hard to be like, oh yeah, that's the guy. I don't know.
I would agree. I think they drafted him with a lot of upside, but can't say, he's not playing. Then how are you going to know how good he really is? If he's not playing, he's not developing. So what you got him at The same thing goes for AR. What you got him at and the potential you thought you had is slowly diminishing returns because he's not playing. We could use the same logic for Taekwon Lewis. And you know what? I'll throw my guy Taekwon Lewis under the bus. I love Taekwon Lewis. You guys know I love that guy. I think he's phenomenal. He's an excellent football player. This is now the third straight year where he's had a very serious injury. And now at this point, it's like, I can't count on Taekwon Lewis to be good as much as I really want that guy to play well. And look, we can call it bad luck. We can call it, our medical staff is a bunch of morons. Like, we can call it whatever we want. The truth of the fact is, he is unreliable. I know I'll get Taekwon Lewis for 2 games. That's all I know. For 2 games, he's going to be the best 2 games. The problem is we play 17 games. And there's plus, right? Hoping every year you hope you make the playoffs. And if you can't do that, then he's simply just unreliable. And this team has too much unreliability at too many positions. We can no longer have it. So yeah, the best ability is availability. So Womack's had a nice game, but he's been on the bottom rotation up until this point. I'm not going to sit here and call him a lockdown corner because he locked up the Titans. Because the receiving core hasn't even looked good themselves this season. Levis has been so bad that you have to focus on him and how bad he's been. LOL, next week will still be a challenge. Yeah, we will see what the secondary looks like next week against a much improved, a much better wide receiving core. Listen, I don't care if Pee Wee Herman is the football of the Miami Dolphins. Anybody can throw a 5-yard slant route to Tyreek Hill or a little 2-yard screen pass, right, to Jalen Waddle. So we will see how good these defenses. I'm not feeling very confident in this defense next week because I'm terrified about how good those receivers are, and we are really going to need AR to step up. So Colts held the Titans defense to 240 total yards. I think this is great. What are you guys' thoughts on this, Austin? I'll start with you. The Titans' offense isn't very good, but what did you see and what do you think?
Yeah, there's some obvious plays, like the Tony Pollard touchdown on 3rd and 19, stuff like that could have happened all game, but I guess we made some tackles where apparently there was a stat we missed. We've been averaging 14 missed tackles a game or something. We had 6. So I mean, the missed tackles went down, and hopefully it continues to go down because we held them to 241. That's not a great offense, like you said, but anytime you can hold an NFL offense to under 250 total yards, that's a good game.
Yeah.
So I mean, the missed tackles that we fixed obviously helped. So hopefully they continue to work on making tackles.
Josh, what do you think?
After last week against the Jacksonville Jaguars, where they put up 37 points, and it had a lot of offensive yards, it felt like, we all know the fan base was against Gus Bradley, and we still are, but it felt like everybody had a purpose, everybody had a meaning to come to work and do their job as they're paid to do. We made had comments about each player, and they all came out there and performed well against some elite receivers in Calvin Ridley and Hopkins. The problem was the quarterback. Along with the receivers had their share of mistakes in the game, but it's their quarterback who's inaccurate, play hero ball, threw interceptions, and I mean another key component that we didn't mention. There was no Derrick Henry on the other end. If Derrick Henry in this game, you see it'll be 340 total yards.
Yeah.
So not having him, that's why I've been saying all off season. The Colts does not have to face him again 2 times a season. Have to tackle him, over 30 times for 30 carries and another 10 in passing. That was a key thing. Yes, Spears and Pollard are good, but they're not, the type of runner that we saw from Derrick Henry, who's a bruiser. You see what he's doing with the Ravens right now. Ravens definitely needed him. Like I said,
they're
scary
right now. So far, anyway.
So seeing that this guy not seeing 22 and you see 20 and 2 back there, our defense was a lot better, prepared for that. And they had some positive yards. I think Pollard still had 93 yards rushing. I think on 15 or 20 or maybe 18 carries. But most of that was on that big run on 3rd and 18. So that's why you see the 241, because they held the receivers in check and minimized the running game to either come out with the win. Tennessee still had time of possession, but they didn't get the yards. They didn't get, it didn't come out. The results didn't come out and having high yards.
Yeah, I thought the defense played okay, right? I know it showed only 3 missed tackles. Maybe those 3 missed tackles were just big tackles. I felt like we missed a lot more tackles than that, especially at the linebacker position, which 2 of those 3 missed tackles came from the linebackers. Again, right? Actually, no. 2 came from corners. Zaire Franklin had a missed tackle, and I think that's the tackle that basically allowed Tony Pollard to get that long touchdown run, if I'm not mistaken, right? That missed tackle from Zaire.
Maybe. I'm not 100% sure.
Zaire, it was Zaire and a couple of other corners that has some missed tackles.
Yep. But yeah, we'll see how that continues to go. And it's a positive, but at the same time, the Titans' offense is bad. You might see a lot of the same this week. Real quick, because the quarterback situation, Miami's not the best. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know we're over on time. Real quick, yes or no, quick rapid fire. We're going to change it up a little bit. Should Indy start Flacco the rest of the season? Yes or no? Austin, go.
No.
Josh?
Yes.
Really?
And I can speak real fast. Yes, because if the team is trying to win or feel like they can win, yes. If this is going to be a developmental season, then no.
I think Joe Flacco starting the rest of the season is a slap in the face to Anthony Richardson's development.
We win like 8 games with Joe Flacco.
Yeah, we've won 8 games like for 3 out of the last 4 years. I think we've.
That's just going back and getting another Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
and getting Phillip Rivers, somebody like that. It's just doing what we didn't want us to do.
If Joe Flacco starts the rest of the year and we go 8-9, well, I mean, if we go 8-9, regardless, Chris Ballard should be fired because he doesn't know how to build a team, but he definitely gets fired if we go 8-9 and the decision is to start Joe Flacco. After saying that, Anthony Richardson was your guy, a year before he drafted him, he knew that he wanted him, and now you're going to allow your head coach to bench him because of a minor injury. That would be that's just Chris Ballard saying, "Hey, you know what? If I lose my job, at this point, I don't think he cares anyway." But I think he's going to say he loses his job if that's the decision that's made. So I think it's an absolute no. I think it would be a horrible mistake to do that. So, alrighty, guys. I know we spent a lot of time on Titans, wrapping up Titans Colts. That's a rivalry game. That's what we really spend a lot of time on. What do you guys think about this weekend? How do you guys see it playing out? Josh, I'll let you go first.
Another close game. Despite them having no quarterback, I might just keep my prediction from last week and say that, we can win, winning by 3 points, 27-24, because they got enough receivers to make plays. They got, a nice running game as well. I just need, just like it was against the Packers, just need a competent quarterback that get the ball, like you said, short screens, get the ball to those deadly receivers to make plays down the field. And they can do that. You got the coach for it. You got Mike Daniels that he can scheme up with any quarterback. It's just not results and wins yet. So, I mean, they can do that. Those guys, we all seen it. Those guys can break for 70 yards anytime, anywhere, any second. We just got to defend those guys. And this won't be easy.
They're also coming off a bye week, so that's something to keep in mind as well. So they've had an extra week to prepare for this game. Austin, what do you think? I think you're on mute.
That's my bad.
Okay.
I think the key to this game would be defense. Obviously, we have to cut out missed tackles. Hold Tyreek Hill to not a lot of yards. Don't let him beat us on his own. Make whoever they have at QB, Huntley or whoever, throw the ball. Don't let them run all over us like we have a few games earlier this year. And I think if we do that, their offense hasn't been great since Tua went out. So I'm going to say we win this one 20-13.
Okay. And just some comments here in the chat before I close it out here. I think we saw this one. It's about who plays better at the quarterback position. If anything comes in and struggles, you have to at least think about it, about how he feels. It's about results. Much love. Good guy. Good guys. Good show. However, AR does need to play smarter because bad decisions can get you benched. Listen, I think you ride AR regardless of what the results is because you have to develop him and see what he's got. Flacco won't be here to save us next year. He's all we got to go with AR. If it's not, so that's not yes, I would agree with that. I don't care who the backup is. Again, you put all your eggs in the AR basket. You have to figure out if he's the guy or not. We're better with Flacco, but if AR is healthy, he's got. Can we talk about this? Are we really better with Flacco? It's like if you start the drive, one good drive, and then you don't do anything for 2.5 quarters. Are you really good with Flacco?
One possession that really stuck out to me was whenever we may have been on the 1 yard line,
Yeah,
and we ran the ball up the middle 3 times and got stopped and then
Couldn't get
kicked a
in.
field goal.
Yeah,
Like if we have AR there, we're doing something else. We're not running up the middle 3 straight times. It's just like simple things like that. I don't know that we're better with Flacco. He showed he's not perfect. Like obviously we knew he's not perfect, but he overthrew several guys down the field. Got that PI without Pierce, but still he overthrows them too. He underthrew a few guys. He threw a pretty bad interception. Like I just don't see how people are just confidently saying we're a better team with Joe Flacco.
if Joe Flacco was so much better than Anthony Richardson, he should have put up 35 points.
Yeah, because that's not a good Titans team.
It's not a good Titans team at all. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with this or not. I don't really. Josh, you have any thoughts?
I'm going out. I'm going based off what he did the previous year with a bad, either bad coaching Browns team to get team to the playoffs. Yeah, he lost to the Texans pretty bad, but he was 39 last year, and he did what he did with that team. And it's not to take away from AR. AR is our future. It's just not benching him because he sucked. Like I said, if the team is trying to win, it's depending on what the team is. I don't know where the team is heading at. We're 3-3. If the team is say, hey, we got an opportunity to win the division, why not go for it if our quarterback is still nursing an injury and not risk putting him out there trying to develop him while injuring him as well? I'm not, if he's healthy, put his ass out there. But if the team's saying, hey, we got, we can get to the playoffs with this guy here. He done it last year. He was comeback player of the year. They're both inconsistent quarterbacks. Joe Flacco is going to throw picks. He's going to fumble the ball, just like Matt Ryan did. AR is going to throw some wild passes that get intercepted. He's going to go overthrows. He's going to underthrow. He's going to, take off running when he shouldn't. He's going to sit in the pocket when he should run. That's part of his development. Flacco is already developed. He's just going to do his thing. He's stubborn. Like he made the comment to, I think it was James Boyd about that pick. He explained it to the team and said, hey, he got greedy. And that's him. He's going to get greedy. He's going to make those passes when he should make them.
Yeah.
So, but that's accountability as well. Having a quarterback that's been in the league, won a Super Bowl, won the MVP, he can take accountability of his mistakes.
Teresa says AR. Sean says 27-20 Colts. Teresa says 27-17 Colts. Good show, guys. Always a pleasure. Thank you, Teresa, for joining us.
Teresa.
And Wayne says Flacco's way more accurate at this point than AR. That's not a debate at this point. No, I don't disagree. But if you average them out, right, how close are they to? They've got to be fairly close. It's not like Flacco's out here like throwing 75%. and AR is throwing like 50, right? It's not that big of a difference.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking at a guy that's experienced and been through the wars, been through. Last year he was on the couch, came in, wasn't expecting to even be on the team, and he came in and took a team to the playoffs. If the team is looking at that, it's like, hey, if AR, he's going to be the guy going forward. He's going to be the guy Sunday.
Yeah.
If they can't be patient just this season, because he's going to be the guy for a future period, then why not? Everybody asking for it. You see that, Darius Butler. You see McAfee, Pat McAfee saying something about that. A lot of people are saying it. So if the team have a chance to,
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to watch like my third 50-year-old play for this team once. My eyes. I'd say if AR can play, you play AR, man. You just figure it out with what you got. Honestly, personally, I hope it's self-sabotage. I hope we continue to lose so we can get rid of the stupid GM, but that's just me. The whole problem with AR's experience makes no sense to start Flacco not winning a Super Bowl. 100%, Sean. You need to find out what you have. And especially if let's just say you go 8-9 and you do fire Chris Ballard. The new GM needs to know who AR is before he even comes in, so that he has 1 year to make solid. Next year's year 3 of AR, right? You get year 4 at the end of next year, which 2026 is Arch Manning year. You need to know what you got in AR by then, or if you need to say, okay, we need to go. We need to start over with potentially Arch. So I do think you have to start him, because I would rather go 8-9 with AR and know that he's the guy versus going 8-9 with AR and another offseason of saying, or with Flacco, and then another offseason of saying, oh, well, great, now we have to spend a third year figuring out if AR's.
I agree.
Third year in a row. Let me go 8-9 again and at least know that AR is showing the promise that we need him to. And he also didn't play much in college. He's going to have learning pains, and it's going to make us all mad. But exactly. No, Joe Flacco doesn't want to teach anybody anything. Joe Flacco wants to go sit on the bench, laugh with his teammates, and then if he needs to come in and make a throw here and there, he's literally past the point of doing anything to help AR. I don't think he really
get that check.
Down Spears, Pittman, Michael, JT. Man, we do have a lot of weapons. We just need to stay. It has to start with nothing. All right, guys. Hey, we got to get out of here. Before we get out of here, though, Austin, where can the people find you?
But yeah, you can find me on Twitter at CookieAustin2.
And Josh, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at whoisJosh Senior.
Awesome. You guys can find me on Twitter at the Uncle Gandhi. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We will see you again Tuesday. Go Colts. See you guys later. Peace.